Hello and welcome to week 8. This week we're going to shift a little bit from studying vocabulary and we're going to move into studying writing. So if this week makes you feel a little bit anxious, it's okay. And I assure you that we're not going to suddenly start asking you to do like giant research papers in your content area or asking you to do even 5-paragraph essays in your content area, but we're actually going to study a strategy called Write to Learn. And I think if it makes you feel a little bit anxious in the beginning, I hope you stay curious and we're able to show you some ways where writing can be brought into your content classroom in a way that feels productive for you and also like a great learning tool for your students. So Write to Learn has a lot of really great merits to it. It's the idea of creating low stakes, simple writing activities for your students during the day. So this might look like bell ringers, where you're asking them to write about what they learned the previous day or to predict what they think is going to happen around a prompt that you provide. And they're writing a quick, informal, short writing piece that allows them to get their ideas out and start processing. It allows you to start seeing the content and begin to evaluate kind of their level of knowledge and comfortableness around the topic. And it's a great, really efficient tool. It might look like an exit ticket where at the end of class, you're asking them to process and write me a short paragraph or write me 3 sentences about what you learned today around blank. So they're able to just, again, process it, get their ideas down in a low stakes environment. It gets them more and more comfortable with writing. It might be an activity in the middle where you've taught for a little bit and then all of a sudden you're asking them to stop and process with a neighbor, write 4 things that you know about this topic and write 3 things or 2 questions that you're still curious about. So you're able to kind of construct it in a way that works for you, but also gives you lots of formative information about what your students already know. To do this and to learn more about it, you're going to see some great teaching channel videos. There's a podcast from Cult of Pedagogy around writing in your classroom. There's a lot around mentor text. So it's always a great idea. If you're not sure, if you think students are going to struggle, you can provide a mentor text or a model for them. You can write with them and model in front of them kind of that messy middle that we talked about with your Think Aloud, where they really gain a lot by kind of seeing productive struggle and watching somebody else struggle, because then they feel like they understand that when they're struggling themselves. There's a portion where that talks a lot about modeling. So how you can start to script and model in front of them and do a Think Aloud piece kind of tied into that so that they start to understand the process too. So I hope you stay curious. I hope you end excited and find something that connects to your style and your classroom and that feels meaningful to you. So Write to Learn is a big chunk. I have some wonderful articles also with some response questions that you're going to have for this week. And then last but not least, your professional book clubs are up. They are listed at the bottom of the Moodle. So with your group of people, you're going to be able to dive into that text, take some time to order it, read it, and then think really carefully about how you're going to present that in a way that we can also learn from that text as well. So if you're unsure about the qualities or the characteristics about this assignment, go back to that beginning page, the home page with all the resources on it. It gives you a nice little breakdown of kind of how we're going to check in on it and what the criteria are to help present that knowledge to the rest of your colleagues. So as always, thank you for your work. Reach out if you need anything. Thanks so much.